So part of car projects is striking while the iron's hot. While you're pumped about a job, get it done. I'm waiting on the engine to come back from the machine shop, so what can I do? I can sit here and twiddle my thumbs, or I can work on cleaning my valves. I've already got a few done here, and you can see they're not looking bad. The valves look pretty good, look pretty clean. I'm not seeing any crazy pitting or anything. The exhaust valves, I can't get all the staining off, but they're looking good. And I've got a pile more. Well, how am I cleaning these? That right there. Oh my gosh, you can't do that. You're going to ruin your valves, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I've done this on several motors before, and it works. I only have a half-horse motor on here. It's not the most powerful bench grinder, but it's plenty powerful. It's enough to spin this wheel and clean these up. Now, when you're cleaning them, wear gloves. Well, that's what I get for using the trash can, huh? When you're cleaning these up, wear gloves. You're going to be holding these valves in close proximity to this wheel, and if you are cleaning a valve and you hit the wheel just right, it's going to pull this valve down, and where's your hand go? You will tear up your hands if you don't wear gloves doing this. Wear gloves. I know some people, oh, that wire will catch the glove and suck it in. Okay, so pull your hand back out. I've never had a problem with cleaning valves this way wearing gloves. You don't wear gloves, you're going to hurt. Like I said, on the exhaust valves, I'm not getting all the staining off. I'm just trying to make sure that I can feel and there's no crud. Everything feels smooth. The surface, this one cleaned up really nicely. There's another one here. It has a little bit of the white surface there I couldn't get cleaned up. It didn't want to clean up. I'll probably have to go back and do this one some more because I can feel it a little bit. It's got a little bit of a sandpaper texture, and I want it smooth like that one. So anyways, let's get set up and start cleaning. Oh, also, I'm wearing safety goggles. I'm not wearing just the little glass, the covers for your eyes. These have side protection. You're going to be sending shards of wire off here. Wear something that gives you full eye protection. Ask me how I know. It's no fun going into the doctor's office and she recognizes you from the last time you went in and had metal removed from your eye. Okay, so I'm going to start with the tail and clean up this end first. Then I'm going to flip it around. Usually I get the surface, the combustion chamber surface first. Then I'll come in here and do the backside and clean up anything else on the shaft here. And I'll do the same on the exhaust valves. I'm going to put my knee here. That way, if it grabs a hold of the valve and shoots it out, I have less chance of bending a valve. It's taken a while. All right, so this spot on this valve here, man, it is stuck good. And as you can see, that intake valve cleaned up in, well, less than 5 minutes. It took me about a minute or two to clean it up. It came clean real quick and real easy. The exhaust valve, I think I've spent about 10 minutes on so far. And I still can't get this center section cleaned up. So I'll probably soak this in something. And I'll probably do this with all the exhaust valves. I'll get them cleaned up to this point, and then I'll soak the heads. And then get them on the bench grinder, see if I can get them clean up. But yeah, there you go. Cleaning your valves with bench grinder, and it works. It totally works. It doesn't ruin your valves. I've done this on several motors that are running, and it works fine. The main things are, you must keep a firm grip. If you don't keep a firm grip, and this grabs it wrong, it's going to shoot your valve down to the floor and bend it. As you can see, I've been keeping I'm always keeping it turning so that the wheel doesn't stay in any one spot for a while. I don't want it making a groove in anything. I just keep it turning, keep a firm grip on it, and wear your gloves. So, all right. So as you saw, I was having trouble getting the center of these valves cleaned. I think that these exhaust, well, I don't think, I know, these exhaust valves have a fair amount of cup to them. The old small block Chevy valves didn't. So it's hard to get in the center with the bench grinding wire wheel. But I've got this. I went to Harbor Freight and picked up, there's a whole pack of these wire wheels, and you know, some of these work pretty good for getting most of it, but if you want to get down here in the center, get the cone one. You see I got a rubber hose here that I got the valve in, so I'm not pinching on the actual stem, I'm just pinching on the rubber. I'll show you in real time how quickly these clean up. Now to get the very center there, get it real nice and flat, and just work it back and forth like this, and it'll get down in there and clean that up. And it's clean. But that's how you clean up your valves for cheap. This isn't doing any damage to them, and I'm going to lap these valves in. So the face here, it's got a little bit of pitting on it just from you know, years of work. But you lap the valves in, and that little bit, it's not even really pitting so much as it is. Let's see if I can get to focus here. There we go. It's not so much pitting, it's just a little bit of, you know, the surface looks a little rough. But yeah, you lap these valves in and they'll seal. They'll seal nice. And you know, this is free. You use a little bit of time and labor. Okay, so I paid $4 for the set of wire wheels for my drill. But you know, you're gonna spend $400 buying valves. Why not clean them up and reuse them? So that's what I'm doing. And honestly, you know, I was thinking about it earlier, and we tend to talk about the old days. Oh, so you know, back in the day they made stuff with quality. Now everything's cheap junk. Well, the metallurgy in these valves is so much superior to what we had back in the day. I can remember back in the 1990s when I was in Votech, one of the guys built an engine, and he fired it up without exhaust manifolds on it, and the instructor yelled at him, "Shut that down! You're going to suck a valve." And you talk to younger guys nowadays, they have no idea what that means, suck a valve. But I've seen a valve where it was, instead of being flat, it was cone shaped. The valve had pulled and the face of the valve had stretched out. That was a common problem back in the 60s and 70s. In the 80s and 90s, the metallurgy got better. You didn't see that as much. But if you didn't have back pressure, and that's where a lot of these back pressure rumors come from, you've got to have back pressure in your exhaust system. Well, if you had too good of an exhaust system and you didn't have enough back pressure, you could suck a valve. The pressure was enough to extend it. But since then, you know, the manufacturers, back in the 60s, 70s, if you built a race motor, you had to buy high-end valves that had better metallurgy. And since then, the manufacturers have realized there's benefits to having that metallurgy in their regular valves. And so that has trickled down, and now we have these valves here were unthinkable back in the, you know, back in the 70s. You know, this valve stem is thinner than the valve stem on the old small block Chevys. It makes for a lighter valve. These valves are lighter and stronger than what we had available back in the day. So, yeah, me getting this after this with a wire wheel, I am not going to hurt this valve in any way. I guess if I got the metal cup that holds the wire down on here, I ground on it for a while, I might do damage to this, but these are very strong compared to what we had back in the day, and they work good. Clean them up, reuse them, save yourself a couple $100. Thanks for watching.